Hey guys, Bert here. So we're doing the final review of the Doom Heavy Assault Rifle, also known as the Doom Heavy Shotgun. Now, you can choose what you want it to be. I think it's a lot more badass as a shotgun. So, here we have it. The model, all in all, was printed, and I had to actually reprint a couple small pieces just because I found there was a slight defect in the filament. So, but that doesn't really matter here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces all together. And really a great print, a really fantastic model here. It came out very, very good, and it was extremely easy to do, actually. Very little model cleanup was needed. The bridging, any support material came off very easily. Now, this was all printed with my very favorite Hatchbox PLA filament. I just always use white because it's the easiest to work with. You can sand it, you can paint it, and you can work with it really easily, which obviously makes it very, user-friendly. The model itself, though, I got this from My Mini Factory, and it was made by a guy named Daniel Lilegreen. I'll attach a link down below. The model is really cool, though. I don't think it's technically full scale, and I know I went over that in a couple of the previous videos. You will see there's a wire coming out of the front here. Don't ask what that's for, because you will get to see, so don't worry. All in all, though, the model came out good. It doesn't actually have that big of a color palette when you really get down to it. If you look at the game, like we will right now, you can see the gun doesn't really have a whole lot of distinguishing colors. It's a lot of dark and very, rusty colors, and it's almost very flat. Now, whenever I originally painted this, the paint had a really high gloss to it, and in order to get rid of that and smooth out some of the paint or the print lines, which you will get when you 3D print, is I took 100% acetone and some sandpaper, and I just started to take off the shine or the gloss on it, and what that ended up doing is that I ended up smoothing out the paint a lot, which gave it a very clean, glassy finish. Not, it was a flat finish, but it was still very smooth, which is what you want. And then I ended up having to go through and I looked at several picture references and looked at the 3D model in the game and had to say, okay, what colors do I really want to go with? And then I decided, okay, it doesn't have enough of a color palette. I need to add a little bit of pop. I need to add some different, varieties. So this is what I ultimately went with. And I'll go ahead and, hang on, my wires are caught. We'll bring it up here. And the model itself, it looks really good. Now, obviously, I added this sticker here, which is very similar to what's in the game. This is a Uac sticker here, you can see. Now, obviously, these are very visible. You can tell that they don't fade in real easily. I have to do a little bit of patina work and add some distressing to that particular area. And then it'll be really smooth, and it'll look like it's supposed to belong there. And then I named it, I'll go ahead and show you, Mr. Meat Smoothie. Because anything that gets in front of this is generally going to disappear in a horrible, violent color of red like this. Oh, God, it feels good. Anyway, this thing is totally awesome. It really makes me want to 3D print the Doom Praetor suit, and I'm actually still working on it. I know I said I wasn't going to be doing it, but the more and more I look at it, it's going to be really hard not to print it. I 3D printed a really big statue, actually, of the Doom Marine, and I just have it chromed right now, and it's sitting out in my living room. And I'm thinking every time I walk by it, or I'm playing Destiny, or I'm watching a movie, and I see that, and I'm like, I should really make it. So it's gonna require a very significant investment on my part, so we'll have to see where that goes. Anyway, back to the gun. The gun is really nice. It is very well balanced. It feels really good. I mean, it feels really good. I've actually got some really small, or not small, but smaller rounds printing out in the 3D printer, so that when they go onto the ammo belt, which would be coming out of right there, they will actually fit, and they'll be a little bit loose, so if this thing's moving around, it'd be like actual movement, and there will be real linkage there. It'll all be 3D printed, mind you. It won't be anything real. That would be irresponsible. But, getting back to the model, with the receiver module back here, obviously, right here, I wanted to add, some of the black and a lot of distressing, so I did that. And with the very back here, you can see we've got a hole here. We've got one, hang on, it's hard looking at it, right here. If you're wondering what happened, I almost sliced my finger off. And right up front here, we've got some other holes as well, and one up here. I've got stainless steel star bits or star screws that I'm going to put in there just to add a little bit of depth to it and a little bit of different variety, and it'll give it a lot of nice pop. Unfortunately, I have misplaced them at the moment, so I won't be doing that quite yet. Also, the missile pod, which I will go ahead and reveal quickly right here. All right, so this is the first primary build that I've got for the missile pod, and I think it's going to come out really, really good. So, all in all, the model is really cool. Now, at the front here, we can see that there is a wire coming out here. Let me change that setting back quick. So, we've got a wire coming out. Now, I'm a really big fan of Dead Space. Love the game to death. They should really make another one. They haven't, and I hate EA for it. Nonetheless, I really like the way the weapon aiming system it was in the game. Kind of like something you'd see like for Predator, you had the 3 laser dots. Well, I decided to go with 4 laser dots just because I'm fucking crazy. So, unfortunately, I had to wire this up into a really big power supply because when I ran it off of one of the little 3-volt batteries that I have on the SMG that I did in the other video, the batteries only lasted about 3 minutes, which wasn't enough. So, I'm running this off of a 18650 lithium-ion battery, I think. But, so we've got 4 laser lights, and I don't know how bright it is in this room. It's pretty bright. But if we look on the wall here, oh wow, you can't really see anything. Give me a minute. Let me hit the lights. And there we can see, I know they're not very bright right now. I have to adjust the output, but nonetheless, they've got a very, very cool laser setup, just like what you would have from Dead Space. And it's kind of cool, just because it's a little bit different. It's not what you would normally see on Doom. Obviously, laser sights are nothing you give a shit about on Doom because you're just blowing everything up at almost point-blank range. So, no problem. But just a little bit of different depth. Something cool. Wanted to add my own little touch to it. I'll end up probably 3D printing some kind of an apparatus that'll actually allow me to adjust these to make them really precise. But that's for another time. So the weapon missile pods will obviously, they will go on here and here. Now in the game you only have 1 weapon missile pod. I'm adding 2 because I'm crazy. I want this thing to spew death. If it was a real thing, we're going to use it for cosplay, or maybe we'll just hang it up on the wall and never touch it again. Who knows? Nonetheless, if you're going to make one of these and you're going to go through the time and the material, you might as well make it the most badass thing you possibly can. Don't half-ass it. That sucks. That's bad. We don't do that here. So all in all printed on a Robo 3D R1 Plus. Great machine, works every time, have never had a problem with it. And it was able to print this out with no problems whatsoever. Didn't have a single failed print on it, and I love this. And I'm not plugging for Robo 3D, I'm just saying they make a hell of a product, and it works. That's it. They made a product, I bought it, and it worked. End of story. So, here it is. The Doom Heavy Assault Rifle, also known as the Doom Heavy Shotgun. Give you a nice good look from the front to back again. You can see all that beautiful detail. Look at that. Oh my god. And then you look at the front. And really, this gun does not have a long barrel, so that's why I also said it would probably be better suited as a shotgun. But very nicely done. We'll need a little bit of adjustment. I'm knocking stuff over. But I think it would make a hell of a good cosplay weapon. If nothing else, just a good prop piece. Looks cool. Use it at Halloween. Actually, probably don't use it at Halloween. People would freak out about that. Never mind. Nix that. Anyway, the Doom Heavy Assault Rifle, or Shotgun, or whatever you want to call it. Mr. Meat Smoothie is what it's named. I really like it. I think it's one of the best prints I've made in a long time. But I think something bigger and better is coming. Not sure what yet. We'll have to figure that out. Anyway, guys, until next time, I'm Bert from Pixel Armory, and I will see you guys later, and do not forget to like, favorite, and